First of all, what do I think are the three most important qualities in a teacher? For me, that's definitely empathy, adaptability, and enthusiasm. So just to quickly elaborate on that, empathy, I think that's just fundamental because every teacher has to kind of understand from where to kind of pick up the students and help them succeed. And obviously your students can tell you, I'm at this stage and this is my best learning style and this is the goal I want to achieve. But obviously I think as an experienced teacher, it's up to you, it's up to me to understand also, okay, maybe there's a different learning style that could work for you, or how to improve that, or maybe rather than working on this, maybe it would make sense to work on this. And to understand kind of what goes beyond of what the student is aware of, and like be the expert in how to get them where they want to be. Adaptability, every student is completely different, be it because of a different like age, be it because of different experiences, and that's obviously fundamental, understanding how to tutor them, but also in terms of personality, obviously. And I think a teacher should definitely adapt to that as much as possible. And then the enthusiasm. Often I've made the experience, students, especially when they're in school, they're not necessarily looking for tutoring because they are particularly enthusiastic about the subject, but because they're asked by their parents. And just to make it like a nice experience to maybe transmit that enthusiasm that I have for my subjects to my students, to make it, to make those weekly 1 hour meetings or whatever it is a nice experience for them, and maybe discover that they actually really like the subject and make them succeed in it. My best experience in teaching and what I think all my students have most exciting. My best experience in teaching have been when I actually managed to convince my students that the subjects I teach are not that bad. I mainly have experience in teaching subjects like Latin or German or ancient Greek, and they don't have the best reputation among students. Often in German they're like, God, it's so difficult and complicated and there's so many rules. The same with Latin usually, and they're like, oh, it's not even that useful. And just convincing them, my approach is always to German is like, no, it's not that difficult. Same with Latin, it's not that difficult. Everyone can learn it. I learned it. You can learn it. And just give them a few tips and tricks how to have an overall idea of German. And I love to look at it as like a Lego set. So you have like little elements, and you can just play around with them and make, learning German a little game, creating little like Lego constructs out of them. And it has worked in the past, and it's just really lovely when students are like, oh, you were actually right, it's not that bad. Once I got this like Lego set mindset where I can just put things together, it was really fun and I could just play around with it. My best experience in teaching is just when I see that and I see my students succeed. I just become very proud. Why did I get into teaching? Last question. What else do I do professionally? I got into teaching because it made sense. I went for uni, I went abroad to Italy and did classics, and German is a very important language to learn. I started realizing I actually really enjoyed teaching German, teaching a language. It inspired me also quite a lot to like think about German as a language, branched out to the other subjects as well that I was teaching, and just found it very inspiring to learn from learners, and found it very fascinating also to see, okay, how every person is different, and how if I try out something with that person, that might help them a lot to understand something, whereas with another person that wouldn't. And other things which be that I do professionally are language service, like translation. I work in hospitality. I love to be around people, and in hospitality that's always the case, and that is what I'm doing at the moment.